I need to turn it the other way. I'm gonna do it this way.
What up, though? What up, though, everybody? And welcome to the Retired Hood Rat Podcast. It's your girl, comedian T.Barb for Detroit is Different. And this week, of course, we have an amazing podcast episode like we always do. The Retired Hood Rat Podcast is not about what people think a hood rat is. It's about transforming and changing your life. What did you do to get where you wanted to be? And of course, we're going to talk about the hottest topics with the hottest guests. And this week is no different. If you're new to the show, we always start introducing our amazing guests. And then we're going to go into the Retired Hood Rat word of the day because I am the Ayanla of the ghetto. Then after that, our Retired Hood Rat prayer. And today's topic, let's talk about the future of social media and discriminatory practices. We have a lot of Black and brown people, as they say. I'm being politically correct. What they say, minorities that complain about not having access to new technology. Some people say we don't take advantage of the technology, but we don't control the technology either. So let's have an honest conversation about the future of social media. We have some metaverse experts, and of course, we have some funny people in the building. And as always, we'll end with our work-life balance tip. But first, let me introduce our guest in the building. This is my homegirl. She travels all across the country being a funny lady. And she also has her own catering company where she is known for having the best comfort foods. Give it up for Ronnie Chanel.
Hey y'all. What up, though? Thanks for
Yeah, I mean,
having me. Hey y'all. What up, though? Thanks for having me.
what up, though? And that's
Hey,
the real auntie of Southwest Detroit. And then
Southwest whole ride in the building.
And then with the metaverse avatar, he is a marketing genius as well as one of the producers that are on the forefront of metaverse, more exclusively Horizon Worlds. I work with him personally. Give it up for MF Son.
what up, though? What up, though? What up, though?
As you can see in his avatar picture, he got the Cardis on. So he is embracing the only
Yes,
in Detroit
yes, yes.
lifestyle.
Only in
Um,
Detroit.
These two are going to come on and we're going to talk about it all after we get through with this Retired Hood Rat word of the day. And if y'all know me, y'all know I am inspirational. I'm going to come up with a word that merge ghetto and inspirational. It's ghetto inspiration, but just without being funny, I just really want to give somebody some hope that is out there. And that's why I always come with these words of the day. And we've done some episodes on trauma in your life, but what I want to talk about today is addressing trauma. And I know if somebody then turned to another podcast at this point, that's fine. But I want to let people know that you cannot fix a problem that you do not have. So if you are not addressing the issues of your past, the things that have maybe hurt you that you may sweep under the rug, you will continue to do those same things over and over and over. So a lot of times people may think, let's say if you drink too much, people may think that sometimes just comes from drinking. Sometimes that comes from childhood trauma. Maybe you continue to date the wrong people. Maybe you are a victim of narcissism, meaning that, especially for a lot of women and a lot of Black women, you may meet a guy and then you meet another guy and he the same. And then you meet another guy and he the same. And you meet another guy and the same. And then you start to feel like you're the problem. But let me tell you something. You are the problem. And you know why you're the problem? Because you're not addressing that childhood trauma or that trauma, adulthood trauma. You're not addressing the real issues that make you continuously repeat these behaviors. And when I say you, it's me, because every time the Retired Hood Rat word of the day is usually always applicable to what I've experienced. And one thing I've noticed, even when I was dating, I continued to date that same type of guy and wonder why it wasn't working out, because I'm dating based on abuse. I'm dating based on trauma. I'm dating based on what I've known. And sometimes you even have to address that people in your family and your friends may have not been the best for you. which is one of the reasons why you continue to do that, because our parents are our first examples. Our family and our friends are usually the people that we follow the most. So it's always important to one, say, if you have a problem, to just admit it. And the human ego stops us from growing, because instead of just saying, yeah, I have a problem with this. I have friends, they may have high blood pressure, right? The problem to them is that they didn't take the medicine this day. Well, the problem to me is that you go to White Castles every day. You eat a sausage every day, all day. But
Preach.
then you want to, and I'm not saying that don't take your medicine. Listen, because somebody on here is ignorant. T.Barb saying I ain't got to take some medicine. I ain't telling you to go eat no seaweed. But what I'm saying is you have to look at the root. You're always, medicine, you always going to be taking that. But it's a way to cure it. That's a continuous taking it. The way to cure it is, hey, I got to change my diet. We have to stop using we wasn't raised that way as an excuse. We have to stop saying, well, my mom and them didn't show me. So what? You got the YouTube. Think about it. I'm an auntie. So when I was growing up, to really get the information, I had to go on the encyclopedia number 47 that my mama owed $7,000 on and was never gonna pay, and now her credit been messed up forever, which is really probably my credit because it was in my name. You know what I'm saying? Now they can just go on YouTube. Now you can pick up your phone and Google and say, okay, where's some free counseling? Okay, let me find out about these things. But I cannot stress this to you enough. If it's not a problem, there's no need to fix it. So if you going out and you don't know why you keep sleeping with everybody you meet, if it's not a problem, keep sleeping with them. There's no need to fix it. But it's some of us out there that's yearning for something better, even though we may not have been raised with that. I tell people all the time, my parents was dope fiends. They did the best that they could. What I had to do to dig deep in my parenting was give my son what I craved, what I would have wanted. And even though I didn't know that, I had to go put myself on. I had to look at my older sister and model behind that, not use the fact that my mother raised us like this, or my mother cussed me out and called me bitches and hoes. Now I'm gonna call my son bitches and hoes because that's all I know. No, it's not an excuse. There are no excuses. If you want to do better, you'll do better. And the first step is starting with you. All right, retire here. Word of the day. Where my organ at? I feel like I'll be killing the messages. Now it's time for us to pray. Okay, we got the one and only Ronnie Chanel in the building, and MF son from New York by way of Detroit. You know what I'm saying? So he's a D Yorker. Did I make that up?
Yeah, I'm a
Okay.
Dioka. I like it. I'm looking at it.
Okay, D Yorker. All right, well, it's time for
I
our
like
hood
that.
rat prayer. Let's get our guests on the screen so we can all pray together. Y'all ready? And Ronnie Chanel
We
comes
ready.
from, she a PK. You a PK, right?
Yeah, I am.
Tell them what a PK is, because I ain't know. I just said that like I knew in the beginning.
Oh, preacher's kid.
Okay.
Yeah,
Ronnie
preacher's
Chanel,
kid.
preacher's kid.
Praise
So
him,
let us
sister.
bow our heads. If you driving, please don't bow your heads. And remember, this prayer is not about any particular deity, is just about the universe. Okay, we're gonna make it nice and quick so we can get into these interviews. Dear God, we want somebody who is listening right now to reach into their heart and understand that the ego is not bigger than your blessing, that no matter what they're trying to hide, what's in the dark will come to the light anyway. So let them come to the light with you, with the understanding. Let them be in the forefront of their own change, because sometimes we are forced to change in ways that are not good. So God, just give us better ways to change, and open up our hearts, our minds to understanding that sometimes we need to go deeper. Sometimes we are the problem, and that faith without works is dead. So if someone wants change, the only way to evoke change is to take a step forward, okay? To make that step, to make that move, because every day is a day wasted if you are not walking in your purpose. God, please come into our hearts today. Amen. That was like, okay,
Amen.
here we go. Dun, 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 dun. Well, you are listening to the Retired Hood Rat Podcast. I'm your host, comedian T.Barb. We're on Detroit is Different. You can hear our episodes every Monday, 9 a.m. on my YouTube, comedian T.Barb. or every Thursday on Spotify, comedian T.Barb, or look up Detroit is Different. So let's get off into this topic, okay? First off, if people don't know, MF Son, I'm gonna start with you. Can you tell them a little bit about you and what you do and what is the metaverse?
Sure. Now should I go back before the metaverse, or just before I got into the metaverse?
Drop that resume.
Okay. Well, I originally came from my industry anyway. It's entertainment. I was at Sony BMG for 8 years, and then after that, doing marketing, distribution, promotions. Um, And then after that, I went to Nickelodeon, Viacom for another 8 years. After that, I was like, I need a break. Lots of corporate. Learned a lot. It brought me through school. It paid for my school, for my college education and such. But I needed to get away for a second. So I took a break. In that break, um, I saw a lot of different things, went into different businesses like Airbnb and a lot of the internet stuff, Toro and such. And it did very well. But I was still missing that feeling of trying to um, uh, make something, make a person's dream be reality. Because in my music career, that's what I did. You know, we found artists that had a dream of being an artist, being a singer or a rapper or whatever. And my job was to make that reality happen. And I no longer had that kind of um, feeling or, passion. Uh, so in February, I bought my wife a metaverse or a meta goggles or Oculus, and she was pregnant at the time, so she couldn't use it because she would get really queasy and nauseous. And I started to use it, and I just saw a remarkable place where change can happen. Um, you know, most of the people, I wouldn't say most, a lot of the people on there are broken. Usually that's how technology starts off. You get the broken people first because they are the most creative. And then from there you move on to the masses. And I got in really early. And I started to produce shows. Actually, I started a charity there first because I realized that Meta had no protection around the artists that they were making. So I decided to make a charity that basically brings together public figures, charities outside of the metaverse, and world creators, which are the artists in um, bring them together, do an event so that each one of them are getting recognition and awareness of what they actually do. Uh, I feel that the metaverse is a place where music and comedy and intelligent conversations and solutions to our social issues can be found. And
And
so I
son,
do.
I don't want to cut you
Sorry.
off, but can you tell them a little bit of, for someone who's just a novice, what is the
Okay.
metaverse?
It is a platform, a gaming platform. That's the best way to describe it because that's what it is. It's a gaming platform.
So how do and you mentioned the headset, but can you just tell us how do you get in it? Because even if it's a platform, can I pull it up on my phone? What like
Uh,
how do you get in the
yes, there
metaverse?
are. Yes, the metaverse is huge. It's just like the universe, but there are sections to that metaverse. So you'll have places like Horizon and mainly directly on Oculus. Like you have to purchase an Oculus to access those things. But a lot of those same apps are starting to come onto your phone and onto your computer now. So, so yeah, versus to use that you can go to, um, different ways you can access it.
Okay. Okay. I just wanted to make sure because I know I've been working with you in the metaverse and we've been doing the Ladies of Comedy Museum, which everybody can come check out anywhere every Thursday at 11:30 in Horizon World, which is an app in the metaverse. So the metaverse is a place
Hey,
and then you pick different apps and we're in the app Horizon World. So but as a newcomer coming into it, it really freaked me out. And I'm gonna segue that to Ronnie Chanel. So Ronnie,
Yes.
um, tell us how the metaverse freaked you out, and also tell us who you are and a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, so I did the Ladies in Comedy with T.Barb. I've done it twice now. Has it been twice? Maybe three times. I
Yes,
know.
yeah, okay.
I think
it's
it's
We
twice.
twice.
gonna make it 3 times.
It's
Yeah,
twice.
it's
It
been
was
twice.
great. It was great, Ronnie.
Thank you. Thank you. I've gotten better. The second show was a lot better than the first. And I was expecting the dizziness and to be uncomfortable, but it went really well. It was new. I think it's a great thing. I know it's definitely going to be a lot bigger than what it is today. I know the growth and potential with today's technology is going to be something great. And I'm excited to be a part of it while it's in the growing stages.
When you went into the metaverse, Ronnie, how did you feel? Like, I think because for me, it's just like a total F. Mind fuck. I
Yeah,
can say that. I'm trying not to cuss as much if you can notice. I am staying in my professional bag. But it's mind blowing for me. I mean, I'm used to it now. But when you first get in, it's like, what is happening?
yeah. It's almost for one, you're watching yourself. You know, you're watching your emotions, your hands moving, your gestures. You got drinks in there. People was buying me drinks,
They
and
smoking,
I was
right?
all over. It was just like it was like being inside of another world. And I thought it was pretty dope. It was something you see on TV, like The Matrix, but real life. It was pretty dope.
You a
So,
cartoon.
Ronnie,
Yep.
Chanel, tell them a little bit. Tell our viewers and our listeners a little bit about you.
Yeah. So, again, my name is Ronnie Chanel. I am stand-up comic. I've been doing comedy since January of 2015. I'm also a caterer. Just got my own business, catering business, Ronnie Chanel's Comfort Cuisines. Hard-working mom, single mother of three, Southwest Detroit. Stayed a little bit of here and there, but my parents traveled, so I was came to Detroit from Alaska. So just
Mm,
you can tell that was culture shock.
from Alaska.
You didn't know
Right.
that?
That's right.
That's a little listen, that's like I feel like when we like super famous, that's something they gonna bring up on like one of them game shows. You know how they
Right.
be like
Right.
little known facts, like about Ronnie Chanel. Like who knew where was Ronnie Chanel born? They gonna be like
Yeah,
Southwest,
yeah,
wrong. Kentucky,
Right.
wrong. I know Alaska.
Alaska.
yeah.
Right.
Elmendorf, Alaska, on the Air Force.
That's what I'm
My
talking
parents were
about.
military, but yeah, mother of three, just out here, um, grinding, hustling, doing this entertainment industry thing, which is not easy. I tell you, listen, and technology plays a huge part. And I'm at that age group where I'm not too old to learn, but I'm not young enough to know it all yet. So I'm right there in the middle. Like I'm that mother that like, how you do the TikTok? Come help me. How you post this? How you edit it? How you fix this? Come here. My kids get mad at me. You know, but I'm learning, and plays a big part in my comedy career. Definitely my comedy career because it's all about social media and creating content and sharing content and just getting your name and face out there. So it's always post, 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 social media, get a following, get your followers up, stuff like that. So yeah, that's about it. I'm just grinding it out right now.
Social media, I think, it has kind of changed the way that comedians can move. And also the time that it takes. But even like what you're doing, son, in the metaverse is producing a lot of shows. So we produce a comedy show. The comedy show is taped. And now they have the Bad Girls Club. What are some of the shows that we see in real life that have moved to the metaverse? Because it just shows how fast things move, because now you got Instagram and Facebook. Those platforms, I think Facebook has now been out like 13, 14 years. It seems like it's
Hmm.
been out forever.
It's longer than
I
that.
mean, forever. And you think about how when it first started, some people was on it, maybe not. Now it's like inundated in your life.
Right.
Instagram, Facebook, and now you have the metaverse moving in.
Hmm.
How fast do you think this metaverse thing is gonna move?
I think it's going to move pretty fast. And I think that it's moved super fast already. It's been only, again, 6 or 7 months for me, and I've seen in that time just extraordinary leaps and bounds. At the end of the day, the U.S. and the world never wants to be in a situation like they were in COVID, where all of the employees were stuck at home, not communicating with other employees to come up with new ideas for their businesses. They're never going to let that happen again. And in doing so, a lot of people are still at home, not working in the office 5 days a week. This is a perfect option for them to be able to put on a headset and speak to, their other coworkers. Yeah, I think that it's just going to explode. Um, Meta just released a $1,500 Oculus called the Meta Pro, and their whole focus and selling is to businesses. So, once you do that, you just have an avalanche of ideas and things that will change, and it very quickly in a matter of years.
So let me so basically, how important, okay, I don't even want to say how important. We've noticed traditionally that black people and other minorities
Mhm.
sometimes get a hold of technology late or don't use technology in the same way.
Hmm.
Even if you think about back in the 90s, like how Amazon got started, those big companies got started by being a part of the foundation when it was shaky, when it was rocky. So
But we make it
how
pop though. We make
okay.
it pop. We make it pop. You give us anything. Go back to slavery. You give us the worst parts of a piece of meat. We're going to turn it into a delicacy. And that's exactly what's
Right.
happening here with the metaverse. Um, Black people here are extraordinary. I've never met in my whole career um, as many smart individuals with backgrounds from all over the world, black, that are creators and and are looking at the world. We don't come together like that. We've never come together like that. And I believe that this is an opportunity for us to do things like this. With I'm sorry.
No, I was gonna say, I was gonna speak to your point. I never thought about it like that because I'm gonna give you a couple reasons why, and this may not sound good to some people, but we're not able to kill each other in there, right? So
Hmm.
even if you get into it with someone, I mean, you can exclude them from your space or however you block them or whatever, but we're not able to physically. I mean, I heard that they're making an Oculus like that too, but let's hope they never bring that out. But right now, we're not able to.
Right.
Then I heard about that. Then too, and that makes a big difference. I believe that when you have a group of people and we're put somewhere else, all people grow together like that. So we're in the Detroit, right? Over in Saudi Arabia, they kill each other. The Chaldeans and the Muslims kill each other every day. But over here in Dearborn or in cities like that, it's a lot more camaraderie. I think because they bind together by that ethnic
Hmm.
background, whereas over there, that's all it is. So they have each other to be with. And I think that that's a plus in the metaverse. I do. Now, Ronnie,
I
Yeah.
sorry.
uh, I was going to say, so even with social media, right?
Mhm. Yes.
Um, as someone who is really very funny, but just really getting into social media, do you think that you should hop onto other platforms? How do you feel, especially because you have a lot of people that are in different age ranges that they feel like they can't get on social media? But how important is it to be on social media and on the forefront of the new platforms?
Oh, for your career, especially if you're in entertainment, but not just entertainment, but any business. If you're selling a product, social media is everything, And I think that it's just the way of the world right now. There's no way of growing your brand, your company, whatever it is. There's no way of growing any of that without social media. It plays a very important role in it. And just like for me, I'm like I said about my age, I'm right there in the middle. I'm not too old and I'm not too young, so I can reach a lot of people in different age brackets. I the 20-year-olds love me, the 50-year-olds love me. You know what I'm saying? So, and social media gives me that platform to reach a broader audience, not just those who might identify with me and my age group. No, I can reach everybody. And funny is funny. It don't matter how old you are. If I make you laugh, it don't matter that I'm 40 and you 20. I'm funny as hell. That's just it. So I have a broader audience, which helps broaden my followers and helps my name grow and helps me get places I probably couldn't be without social media.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. I would definitely say that. I think that I've been on it and I've been doing skits and different things, but it's really about finding the right thing, because one of the issues with social media is, what is the balance between being a content creator and taking advantage of it and being on it too much?
Yeah. Some people it's just everything I do, I gotta post. I gotta make a video. I gotta make a joke about it. I gotta make a skit about it. No, I don't personally think so. Now others will disagree with me. And they say everything is content. I don't think so. I believe that
I'm
I
sorry.
try to strategize with what I put out there. And they say, oh, just keep making videos, keep putting it out there. One of them is gonna catch. I understand that, but for me, I move strategically. I don't just put anything out there. And guess what? It might not catch. If I put 100 videos out there that ain't shit, then to me, that's just a waste of my time, when I would rather take my time and energy and put it into a good 5 videos that I really put effort into doing, and then putting it out there like that. I'm not that one to just film everything. I mean, some people film, I'm going to the plane, I'm getting out the bathroom. Look at me eating these fries. I like these fries. These are the best fries I ever had. Don't forget to get these fries from McDonald's. Come on now. We would eat McDonald's for years.
But I think this too. I think, like, for me, because we in that same age bracket, it was corny to be doing that at first. Like, that's
Yeah.
corny. Like, we ain't about that. And I do understand that there are some moments in life that are private. I think what it is it's the illusion that people are seeing more of your life than they really are by
Mm-hmm.
taping certain things. And I think, and I'm gonna have to agree, I've been listening to this guy, Gary V. I do like him, VEE. One day we gonna
Hmm.
manifest that he gonna be on this podcast.
I
We
like
gonna
Gary.
get together. I love Gary. And Gary said a few things that, put it out. Don't think too much about it. But I do agree with you in that, from my standpoint, like, the way of marketing is that you do need a niche. I think a niche really helps, meaning that I
Hmm.
stick with these lanes. Maybe every
You
once
know
in a
your
while I do a
you know your
video about
market.
something else. Know your market. So it's like, okay, well, I'm gonna stick with you think about somebody that, like, Tattoo Man Page, right? His skits always hit, but if you notice, he'll come out the Terrence Howard series. Boom. That's so many of those, because people want to hear that voice now. How can you make that the same? When Haha Davis first blew up, he was the daddy, and that was like the niche. Now you will see him do a video about this or that, but that was kind of the niche. But I
Mm-hmm.
think even the stuff that's like, it's a little different from TV. TV, you probably can't never take it back. Social media, they just want to see you. That's
Yeah.
what I think. You know what I'm saying? I think
Wow,
they want to see you.
when social media first started, when Instagram came out, Facebook came out, MySpace, Black Planet, all of those, um, my immediate reaction to it was, this is the death of celebrity.
Mm.
Because now you see everything. Now, they're forced to show you everything. Days you have Michael Jackson, Prince, you didn't know what they were doing other than what you saw in the tabloids.
Hmm.
And I feel that um, this is the way to go, and we really don't have a choice. But I kind of miss not having all the information about the person right then, what they're eating, like you said, and the illusion of what they're trying to present. I miss those days.
Yeah.
I think that's why Beyonce, that's one thing that we all love about Beyonce. Or even you think about Nicki Minaj, they kind of curate what they want you to see. You know what I mean? You
Hmm.
don't really see that Beyonce was in San Tropez till she come out with a whole campaign about it.
Yep.
You know
Yep.
what I mean? So she
Yep.
still gives you that
Yep.
classic Hollywood, because now we do. And we've even had instances where people have blamed social media on deaths. You think about the rapper PNB Rock.
Yep.
Initially, they was blaming it on the fact that they tagged their location.
Hmm.
Yeah, but I
So
mean,
Yeah.
look at the rapping. You go back to Biggie, you go back to Tupac. Why did they die? They died because they put a lyric in there.
Mm.
You know, trying to diss somebody else. And then their crew got involved, and this and again it escalates. Um, so we need to be careful of that in society as a whole. Um, Going back to the metaverse, I do feel that this is an opportunity that people can talk one on one. I say because I feel like that's another thing that we also have to realize. We have to start thinking about other people, thinking about ourselves, obviously, but thinking about other people too, and how it affects uh, everything that you do, and how it affects other people, and how it can come right back to you and your family and your kids. So I definitely feel that as a society, we need to be more programmed in what social media is, how it can be used in a positive way, stop focusing.
now let me ask you this with social media, and I'm gonna ask you this, Ronnie. One thing that has been noted, because I'm not a big Twitter person, I doubt if you are too, but we all know what's going on with Twitter. Elon Musk bought Twitter. He has told all these employees they have to come back to work or take a severance pay in like a week. He's changed the whole culture. And you think about something like a rapper Lil Boosie was kicked off of Instagram and several platforms. Black consumers are the number one people on social media, but we don't own any social media.
Mhm.
How do
Mm.
you feel about that aspect of social media?
I mean, it's social media, but it's also the way of the world. It's nothing new. You know what I'm saying? It's this we talk
Okay, come on. We won't know.
Twitter.
Oh, there we go.
I'm back.
You back.
I'm back. That's one of my kids calling.
You know what they say? If you keep calling a mom and you keep getting sent the voicemail that the kid watching YouTube declining you. But go ahead.
Man, man, like what are you calling me for? Mama is working. Okay. But I do believe that, it's just it's no different. Social media is no different than the real world. We've always had been the underdog. We've always been treated differently. And like with Boosie, you get these you get white people on social media. They have their guns, they the militia, all of that. Let a black man legally own his guns, and he go in there and the feds at his door a week later.
Mm.
So we've always been treated different. And that's nothing new. Social media ain't no different.
I noticed that a lot with TikTok, with that platform, that it's like post at the post and it be stuff that you just got off someone's page, or that is not really dangerous as watching a kid shoot a gun, which I've seen on that platform. But I do notice that those are those are just issues that we have to deal with. So Ronnie, you are a comedian. You travel across the country doing your thing, and you also have a series at the Toledo Funny Bone for people in Metro Detroit. What's going
Yeah,
on over there? And I know that that's on social media.
that is on social media. Yes. So I started a series at the Toledo Funny Bone because a lot of comedians, not just new comedians, a lot of comedians, it's hard for especially black comics, urban comics, to get into what they consider mainstream rooms, which are the funny bones, the improv, the laugh factories, things like that. We don't get those chances, those options to go in there like a lot of white comics do. And so I have a really good relationship with the management team and everyone at the Toledo Funny Bones. Shout out to Nadia. And I asked, could I have a night there to bring newer comics, urban comics, give them a chance to be showcased at the Toledo Funny Bone with the hopes of them being booked for a weekend there, a feature spot, a host spot, and one day a headlining spot. And I do that every Thursday night. Well, it's a 5-week series right now. And after this 5 weeks, which will end on December 15th, that'll be the finale.
And let's
After that,
do it.
yes, yes. After that, I will be hosting the open mic there on Thursday. And it's really good to help new comics because there are people that have been doing comedy for over 20 years that have never set foot on that stage.
Or a
And that's just
stage of a
because they
major
weren't
comedy
given.
club.
Yes, never been on stage in a major comedy club. Been doing comedy 20 plus years. And here it is. I've been doing it 7, 8 years. And I'm opening the door, I'm opening the door, not just for myself, because I've easily could have took this information and this knowledge and kept it to myself. But that's not what I'm about. I'm about helping and learning and growing and creating unity amongst us as entertainers in Detroit and around the Metro Detroit area. So yes, every Thursday for the next 3 weeks, we got three more weeks of this series. And after this series, I'll be hosting an open mic there for all comics to come in and showcase for the bookers, management, and everyone at the Toledo Funny Bone. So it's a great thing. It's a great experience, and the best part is the joy that I get from helping someone else achieve their dreams.
That's what I'm talking about. Yes. I mean, and it is important. That's why, so son, just like Ronnie was saying, it's important to share information. How important do you think it is to get more Black entertainers and creators in the metaverse to be on that forefront? And tell us a little bit about some of the things that you have going on in the metaverse right now.
I think it's super, super important. Like I said, T-Bot, which is my charity, it was created just for that, to get celebrities, politicians, writers, producers of movies, anyone who has made a positive impact in our lives to come into this platform and talk to people, not about what you're selling or what movie or what music that's about to come out from you, but just talking to somebody on a regular, somebody normal. I'll never forget the story that I tell a lot um, about a truck driver that I met. That he he drives a truck like 12, 13 hours a day. He pulls over at the side of the road. He puts on his Oculus to get the community that is missing, that he misses. I've met so many people in the military that has had PTSD, tons of people who have long COVID and COVID, um, uh, you know, personality issues or defects. There's so many people that I have met that it caused me to want to take action. And I do feel that, with the network that we put together, we've had Sunday Best, Meta Street Journal, Ladies of Comedy, Ladies of Comedy Museum, which we spoke about. I have a temp agency as well in the metaverse, so people can actually have jobs there. As businesses come into the metaverse, they're looking for people who know and understand how the metaverse works. I also have several other shows. Speak the Q, which is a community metaverse community show that basically highlights a lot of creators, white, black, or anyone, to show people that it can actually be real, and something that you could definitely be a part of. You can find all of that on T.Bot on YouTube, or on Instagram. But yeah, I love what I do. I think that this is a bright spot in humanity where we could all come together and enjoy ourselves.
That's what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? And let's just be fair. With all things that are positive, of course, you have some negative actions. So there are things going on in the metaverse. People do get into it. There are problems,
Mm,
but I do think, because a lot of people don't know this either, the set costs a certain amount, but in the platform Horizon Worlds, if you know how to build, you can build your own stuff there for free,
free.
and people will sometimes pay you to build, and it's almost like another career to some extent, and people sell
Yes,
these
totally.
properties. And I suggest that people go in and get them some builds, is what they call them, because metaverse has their own language, some builds now before they start charging, because eventually this same property will end up being worth money. And you got to think about the people who are on the forefront of Instagram, Facebook, and on the forefront of TikTok. Those are the celebrities. So I encourage everybody to get on social media, try to have some work-life balance, because now it is time to talk about that. So MF Son, definitely want to talk to you, because I know you. He spends a substantial amount of time building these things. He's producing these shows. He is there on the forefront. How, and just had a baby. So congratulations to you and
Thank
your
you, thank
beautiful
you,
Congratulations.
wife. This is the
thank
second
you.
bundle of joy, baby love. So I
Yes,
can't wait to meet her. I know she's so
indeed.
adorable.
She
Um,
is.
and so you're at home, but you're still not at home, and you're married. So how do you manage work-life balance with your meta career and your new baby and your wife? And how important is
It's super important. I do things differently. I bring everybody with me.
that?
We're all going on a business trip today. You know what I mean? We're all working on flyers today. We're all working. I come from a school, with my family, my parents, where we all work together to accomplish whatever the goal was for the family. So work, like, entrepreneurship is very different. I told myself I would never go back into an office. You're never going to get me back in an office. And in order to do that, I have to constantly work
Mm.
just so that I won't get there. So,
What about with self-care? I get that part. I do get that part. Is it that you are, because I get what you're saying, like you work and spend the time together, so it's really all encompassing, but is it still important to spend time outside of work?
I mean, if you love it, what is it? You know what I'm saying? If you love what you do, isn't it like a vacation anyway? I don't know.
Hey, okay, that's the answer. Work balance. Work balance. And Ronnie Chanel, what about you? How do you manage the work life balance? You engage, you're a mom as well. So you, both of you guys have in-home, in-home coochie, in-home whoop whoop, y'all in the house. So
We
how
stand the
important is
test
that work-life balance,
now.
especially being a comedian, Ronnie, because
Right.
you're a woman, you're on stage, you're getting attention.
Hmm.
Mhm.
How is that? What's going on? What's the work-life balance tip?
Well, well, I am. First of all, I'm very blessed, very fortunate to have a man that understands what I do, and accepts me for who and what I am. Most men I've dated, many men and many, many men, many,
Many
Oh my
men.
God.
many, many men,
Many,
lots of
man.
them. No, I dated men before that could not handle what I do. They didn't like the spotlight on me. They didn't understand me having to
Mm,
go out at night. But B understands. He's very supportive. When he can come with me, he does. He travels with me. Um, and then just having an understanding. Um, I got a lot of jobs. You know, comedy is one. Producing shows is another. Catering business is one. I am still an employee of a company. I'm supposed to be punching the clock. I haven't in 8 months, but we're not gonna talk about that. But I do things to make time for myself, to make time for to make time for my children. Like it's hard for me to sleep because when you have your own business, there's no 9 to 5. It doesn't
Right.
shut down after you did your 8 hours. It doesn't happen, you know. So there are days that I'm constantly working from 6 a.m. and I look up, it's 10 o'clock, and I'm still taking phone calls, still sending emails, still trying to get this show flyer together, this lineup, still preparing for catering the next day. And so,
Hmm.
but what I do is every day, every day for an hour. I've been doing this not that long. It's been about 2 weeks now. But I take my phone, I put it on silence, I put it on the charger because it's never on the charger because I always got it in my hand. So I take it, I put it on the charger, I put it on silent, I put it away, and I either lay down, I sit and watch TV with my man, I talk to my kids, we have dinner together, but I do take time away from distractions from the outside world and try to focus on the here and now and spend time with my loved ones and what's important to me outside of work and making money.
That's what I'm talking about because self-care is important. And my work-life balance tip this week is to breathe. I think sometimes we limit the impact of having a good deep breath. And even when you're feeling frustrated in that moment, I think that that's a simple everyday tip that you can just, and just decompress, because
Hmm.
without breath there is no life. So I think that, just breathing is a good work life balance when work gets to
And,
be too much. Go ahead,
and
son.
T-Barb, I would also add meditation. I would definitely
Yeah.
add
Yeah.
meditation. You said breathing. Yes, I meditate almost every day. I wake up in the morning and I do a meditation. My dad was very big into meditation because we felt that in order for you to achieve your dreams, you must first visualize what your dreams feel and are. And that's what I do.
Let's go.
So
Okay.
Tim,
Uh-huh.
I used to have a problem with I couldn't sleep because I would lay down and my mind would just go. I would always
Race.
be thinking about the next day or if I forgot something and I couldn't really sleep. So one of the techniques that I learned in therapy was to sit. And I do this quite often. I plant both feet on the floor. I sit with my hands in my lap and I relax and I close my eyes and I breathe in just one moment at a time. Just one moment at a time. And it helps clear my head. It helps me relax and to be in the present and not focus on things that are in the future, things that happened yesterday. So that's another technique that I use to help relax and clear my mind.
Those things that you cannot change. How can they get in touch with you all? MF Son, how can they get with you? Catch you in the metaverse, wherever. How can they get with
Yep, you could definitely catch me in the metaverse because I'm usually there.
you?
But also, you could also catch me on Instagram at TBOTPCC. That's TBot PCC. Also, I'm on YouTube where you catch all of the shows. We have about 10 shows and we're continuing to produce great content and bringing more people together to make a brighter day. I definitely feel that that is the only way we can solve a lot of our issues is talking about it. And please, if you have any suggestions or anything that you feel like you wanted to be a part of, T-Bot, bring it on through.
Bring it on
Awesome.
through. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate everybody. Ronnie Chanel, catch her at the Toledo Funny Bone every Thursday. Drop them social media handles too, y'all.
Ronnie Chanel, just my name, RONISHANELL. All social media platforms. You can catch me each and every Wednesday at the Downriver Bar and Grill in Ecorse. You can catch me at the Toledo Funny Bone on Thursday. You can catch me in these streets. Oh, but on December 13th, you can catch me at Caroline's on Broadway. Because, yes, I will
Hey,
be there.
Hey, I'll
plan
My
be
to be there
homegirl,
there.
too.
T.Barb, will
Yes,
be
I'll
the
be there.
host. Oh, that's so awesome. Yes. Yes, we're gonna have a great time. We listen, Detroit is taking over Times Square. It's a really big deal. I'm so excited. I'm really, really excited to bring my friends along with me. And that is again, that's what I'm about. Is it ain't just about me. I believe that as Neo would say, we're movement. I'm a movement by myself. But we're
But
a
Hmm.
I'm a
force when we're
force when
together.
we're
if
together.
I could quote the great Neo,
The
but
great.
I believe in unity and teamwork, and so I didn't want to go by myself. I said, let me get my friends with me, and myself along with T.Barb and comedian Shorty. We'll be live at Caroline's on Broadway December 13th.
Hey, meet us there. Thank you, Ronnie. Thank you, MF Sun,
Thank
for being
you.
on the
No
Retired
doubt.
Hood
Thank
Rat
you. Thank you.
Thank
podcast.
you.
Make sure you watch us live on YouTube each and every Monday at 9 a.m. And you can always just hear new episodes every Thursday on Spotify, Google Play, all that. Comedian T.Barb. You can follow me on Instagram. I am T.Barb, TikTok comedian T.Barb. And then on YouTube, make sure you go subscribe, click the button. It does not hurt you any. We are live on Detroit is different. This is our radio podcast home. So make sure you check them out as well. And if you want to know where I'll be next, including every last Wednesday of the month at the Detroit House of Comedy, for everybody listening in that Metro Detroit area, come check me out there. It's inside of Hockey Town, next door to the Fox, every last Wednesday, or you can go to my website, www.tbarbisfunny.com for all things T-Barb. Thank y'all so much. It's been an amazing show. Get y'all on the metaverse, okay? I'll catch y'all out in
Yeah.
these
Get
social
on in.
media streets. And we out.